Welcome everyone to our program today. This is a program sponsored by the Staff Development Committee of Academic and Student Affairs, and so I'm glad to see so many of you guys here from those two different areas of the university. Welcome, and I'm excited about today. This is going to be some really cool stuff I think we're going to get to see. This is our program on connecting with students utilizing social media, and we've got two presenters with us today, Dr. Julie Payne-Kirschmeyer from SIU Carbondale, and Stacy Oliver, and I completely forgot which school you're
Indiana University.
Indiana University South. What?
It's not on the front.
It's not on the
It's not on the front. Yeah.
So that's our fault.
There you go. So these are our two presenters. Julie is a former staff member here at USI, and we're glad Stacy's getting the chance to visit our campus as well. They are all full from the International Food Expo, and they're ready to present for you now. So let's give them a big warm applause.
Well, thanks everybody. It's fantastic to be back here at USI. I do have to say that when we first got here, aside from Amy graciously allowing us to invade her office for about an hour, we went over to the new University Center Edition renovated library. I don't even know if people are calling it right now. UC East. That's fantastic. And it looks amazing. I mean, I remember when I left, it was just in the discussion phases. The new library had just opened up, and it was, what are we going to do with the old library space? I mean, there's some just really magnificent stuff that's gone in there, and obviously the students love it. It was packed full of people. Even though the International Food Expo was packed full of people and students, so was that area. So Leslie was saying right before we started, it feels like a real campus climate now, not like that, you know, old school kind of commuter field that we fight for a long time. So congratulations on getting that building up and running. That's fantastic. Again, my name is Julie Payne-Kirschmeyer. Hi, come on in. I serve right now as the Director of Saluki First Year for Student Affairs and the Director of Housing at Southern Illinois University, Carbondale.
And I'm Stacy Oliver. I'm the Assistant Director of Housing and Residence Life at IU South Bend.
Right. And the one thing we want to share with you right off the bat is our own personal comfort level with social media. Okay? I use it. It still terrifies me. I'm going to own it up front. I sat there and yelled at Prezi, which is what this application is, for a good 20 minutes earlier today because it wouldn't do what I wanted. Amy is a witness to that, poor thing. I still get mad at the computer. I still, on different days, think that magic fairies make it work, and I'm okay with that. Because there are other people who know that that's not the case, and they can fix it if it gets broken. Stacey, I don't know if you want to share your comfort level with
Sure. I consider myself to be proficient in social media. I use it not only for myself, but on behalf of our department. I manage all of our accounts and also do our marketing through our social media accounts. So my comfort level is probably above Julie's. I spend less time yelling at the computer and more time yelling at the people on the other side of the computer.
That's kind of awesome, actually. Sometimes the person on the other side of the computer is me, which is okay. We make that work. So I think the thing to take away from us sharing that with you, though, is that we are not experts. So what you shouldn't have happen is that we're going to come in here and speak at a level that you can identify with. I think you can also expect us to make comparisons or give examples that can be used in what you do, because we do what you do. We work with students, we work on a university campus, we work with programs, we work with services, we do all of those different things. And so I think we're here to tell you that it is quite doable, and you don't necessarily have to think of it in terms of adding additional people or additional money or those types of things. It's just sometimes just a change in the way that you're doing the business that you're already doing. And you can oftentimes become more efficient. But we're here to take the stigma away from some of this. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to Stacy to kick it off.
So before we start, we wanted to get kind of a snapshot overview of why you all chose to attend today. Obviously, no one forced you here, we hope. So does anyone want to share why they decided to attend this session or what they're hoping to get out of today's session?
Well, I know nothing about tweet and I just want to learn.
Great, perfect.
Just always finding ways to catch the attention of our students. So one more way.
Christina and I are redesigning, reworking the Advising Center for Health Professions, and we're looking for new ways to reach our students as well. We're trying to update and modernize what we do and grab more people.
Are any of your departments currently using social media, Facebook pages, Twitter accounts, YouTube channels? Tungle? No.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Okay, it'll change a lot. What concerns do you have about social media? Just so we know we can help address those. Are there things you're worried about, things you're afraid of with social media?
I wouldn't say afraid, but trying to find what the students are actively using
Mhm.
instead of finding one that is dying.
Right.
Mm.
MySpace?
Similar to that, just something that, if I put in the time and effort, like our students created a Facebook page, but it really doesn't do much of anything. I don't run it, they run it, but so if I'm going to invest in something, I want to make sure it's going to be worth my time.
Great, and we will talk about how to see if you're getting a return on investment and some of the hidden behind the scenes things in social media that will actually show you statistics of who you're reaching. So we will show you those tricks. We like those tricks. Great. Turn you back over to Julie.
No, thanks. So we wanted to get a couple things out of the way early. You may have noticed this other screen to our left, and I'll jump to that first. This is what's called a back channel, a Twitter back channel, and periodically throughout the session, you may see me tweet a question out to a much larger group of people. We have a hashtag, which really is just this little thing that will allow us to search for anything related to the session, and it's use the £, and USI goes social. We're going to call that social. That's fun. Social media. Thank you, Stacy, for the monitor. Oh, it was fun. All good. You'll see people who are tweeting in from other areas. If anybody knows Tina Horvath, she's actually our Associate Director of Residence Life at SIU Carbondale. You'll also see people from a community that we call SA Chat, Student Affairs Chat. It's a very large group of student affairs professionals. There are these types of communities for higher education folks. There are these types of communities for various professions within student affairs, within academic affairs. A lot of the publications that we often go look at, or professional associations, also have a hashtag moniker, so that you can go and do searches on those different things and find all sorts of different information that they are either putting out there or that other people are saying about that particular issue. If anybody likes the show Glee, there's a hashtag for Glee. I'm just saying. Oh good, there's some Glee people in the back. Love it. It makes me happy. The structure of this, we've got an outline that we're going to follow, but if at any point in time you want to ask questions, please feel free to do so. Okay? We have etiquette up here for one reason and one reason only. We are Twitter friendly, or we wouldn't have a hashtag. So we're not going to get upset if you got your smartphone out. Okay? As long as hopefully we see something going on over here on the left. If you're just checking your email, we would respectfully ask that you not do that, but we're also not going to come and snatch your phone out of your hand and look and see what you're doing. If you want to take notes with a laptop, you're free to do so. Completely up to you. And then, again, like I said, with questions, interrupt us, stop us, jump up and down, do whatever you need to do so that we can make sure we're answering your questions at the appropriate time. So, with that, it's your me.
Okay, so we are going to start by just going over some social media platforms that are available to you to use and talk to you about how you can be using those with students. So this is the fancy iPhone Prezi that Julie has used. I don't use an iPhone, so this is foreign to me. But, so what we have up here are the icons for each of the platforms that we'll be talking about. So some of these may look really familiar to you, and others you may be thinking, I have never seen that before in my life. And that's okay, because there were some that were new to us as well. The first one we're going to talk about, I hope you're all familiar with, is actually email. We just got blinded by that very large email icon. Great. Okay, so everyone's using email, yes? Yes. And you probably wish you were using less of it most days, yes? Yes, thank you, okay. So email, very basic, is electronic mail. It's a very primitive form of social media at this point. Most people don't think of it as social media or social networking because it's just a commonly used form of communication. The United States Postal Service notes that it handles 212 billion pieces of mail every year. Many sources have nearly that many emails being sent back and forth every single day. So the work that the Postal Service is doing is being very severely diminished by this new form of communication, which doesn't make it less important because we all still love birthday cards, right? Yeah, okay. It's true. That's true. Okay, YouTube. Some people kind of raise their hand about YouTube. Are you using it for anything other than watching funny videos of cats? No? Okay, because I love funny videos of cats. Feel free to send those to me. Or Baby's First Lemon, that is my favorite YouTube search. You will laugh for hours. Anyways, so there are some great ways to use YouTube to connect with your students. It can be a great way to deliver information to them, to train them on something that's coming up. I actually just talked with someone at University of Toledo. They created a series of YouTube videos about their room selection process and housing because it was an online process. So rather than having to walk them through it in person, they would send the video out via email, students could watch it, and then go through it. Since they started doing that, they've seen a decline of 80% of phone calls in their office about the process. So students are totally watching this video, they understand it, they get it. We actually have a YouTube video for you, I think. YouTube was founded in 2005. It's a little hard to believe that it's that old already, isn't it? And it's owned by Google as of 2006. People watch about 2 billion videos a day, which is a huge number.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it. Lori, you have to talk to everybody.
Serious.
This was how we wanted Lori Berry to be involved in our presentation. She was one of the original co-presenters of this presentation at our regional housing conference, and so we thought it was important that she be involved in some way. And our tech person is going to use this while I go over the back channel. Oh, yeah, everybody needs to Excel, and for some reason I can't change the icon away from the chess piece. I don't know why. I've never been able to do that. Again, magic fairies.
Come to social media and student engagement, and you're probably wondering why I'm sitting here for a fireside chat. Well, I can't be with you, but this is an important topic, and we brought two great speakers in Julie Kirchmeyer and Stacy Oliver. So enjoy the presentation, and hopefully on the back channel you'll see me on Twitter. Talk to you soon.
So Julie's actually, or Julie, you are Julie.
I am Julie.
That's okay, it was Tracy earlier. Lori is actually in stats class right now, but you will see her participating via Twitter. She's kind of moderating our back channel and participating that way. So feel free to ask her questions, but she should also be paying attention to her stats class. So Facebook. Are you all using Facebook personally? How many of you are using it for your department or your office? Okay, good. Lots of people using Facebook. Facebook, obviously, social network service. It was launched in 2004. It was founded by Mark Zuckerberg in his residence hall at Harvard. Have you guys seen the social network? So you know the whole scandal of who really founded it. The Winklevoss twins. They're still fighting that. Okay, so as of July 2010, Facebook has more than 500 million active users, which is about one person for every 14 in the world. Everyone is on Facebook. My mom is on Facebook, and that's really annoying. My dad is on Facebook, he's less annoying. Users can use Facebook to create their personal profile. They share pictures. Some people treat it like their personal scrapbook and share every detail of their lives. Other people treat it more like a professional resume and keep it very professional and use it to connect with students there. Those of you using departmental pages, that's a great way to not only market what you're doing in terms of events and activities and help build your brand, it's also a really easy way to engage with students and reply to questions and give them a forum to discuss what's coming up or their feedback. Yes?
What are your thoughts? I actually have two Facebook pages. One has my full name, and that's the one I let students on, and then there's my personal one. What do you think of, do you think that there's a line there that should be maintained, or what are your thoughts on that?
That's a question that student affairs professionals all over the country debate. I have one profile. I do not allow students to be friends with me on my profile. I have former students whom I'm friends with, and they actually have a limited profile view, so I've taken advantage of some of those security settings so that all they can see is my profile picture and where I'm currently working. So if they need to use me as a reference or something like that, they can still get in touch with me. Current students, I won't accept friend requests from. So it's really up to you and how comfortable you are with your students being able to engage with you there or being able to communicate with you that way. I don't know, do you just have one?
Yeah, I just have one personally. We do have a departmental site though, that's managed by our marketing person. I actually do have students that are friends on my Facebook page, but what we tell them is this, and most of it's an RA or somebody who knows me in a professional capacity, is that when they become my friend, I can see everything on their page. That usually cuts down the number of friend requests by students significantly, because they want to keep their own. There's an awful lot of consternation, as you know, from students about, Facebook is my area. What are you doing on there? We've had students flat out tell us that. What do you mean you put a departmental page up there? You shouldn't be on Facebook. Well, okay. Well, the highest demographic, I think, is mid to late 30s right now, so I think we're outnumbering you. But, you know, it really is a great way to connect with them, and quite frankly, right now, I'm getting more students that are sending me messages on Facebook, or if I happen to be up there, are popping onto the chat function to ask me a question. So it really helps make me accessible, but it does also make me really have to think about what I'm putting up there.
That's a great question. And we talked about that a little bit later with Twitter as well. because
Yeah.
A lot of people have that struggle with Twitter.